Hello, my name is Hilarie Kearns. I am the daughter of mesothelioma warrior Anna-Marie Kearns. My mom was supposed to be speaking today, but had some complications from a resection she had last month and is currently getting it taken care of. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Linda for giving me the opportunity to speak on my mom's behalf about the importance of maintaining a positive attitude while battling such a horrible disease. My mother's story began in September 2014. Mom was continuously sick and having problems breathing. This continued for 1 year with doctors misdiagnosing her with asthma or either pneumonia. 1 year later, Mom could barely take 5 steps without having to stop to catch her breath. She was having trouble with her back, so her doctor sent her in for an MRI, which was concerning due to the amount of fluid buildup on her right lung. This led to a hospital stay, biopsies, thoracentesis, and a CT scan that only confirmed our worst nightmare, cancer. My mom had just become a new grandmother, and she was supposed to be celebrating that new title without a care in the world. And now she was going to be fighting for her life. She has never allowed anything to bring her down, and my sisters and I reminded her that cancer was not going to be any different. I knew that no matter what, my sisters and I would be there to support her, and my dad every step of the way. We were now all going to war to battle against this horrible disease. After being misdiagnosed by one doctor and only given 15 to 18 months with chemo to survive by another, my parents found a new oncologist and pulmonologist that confirmed after sending her biopsy to the Mayo Clinic that she had malignant pleural mesothelioma. I had never heard of or was even aware that this type of cancer was caused by asbestos. It was horrifying to my family and I that this form of cancer could have and should have been completely preventable. The fight against asbestos has now become personal for my family and I. We knew that my mom was going to need all the support that she can get. So our family and I made changes to help with her care while she was going through chemo. We all had to step up, adjust our lives and our work schedules. My dad's company was very accommodating. I got a new job that would allow me more flexibility. My sister Marissa decided not to move out so she could be there to help with Mom's care, and my other sister Katie was able to work remotely to help out my parents when needed. While Mom was going through chemo, Mom was usually quarantined from day 3 to day 10, depending on the outcome of her blood work. She wasn't able to have her infant grandson over or even hold him due to the Pleurex catheter that she had to drain the fluid buildup from her right lung that averaged around 350 milliliters every other day. Katie would FaceTime often so that my mom was able to see her grandson. I will never forget the moment I saw my mom sobbing that she wasn't able to watch or even hold her grandson. To this day, it is still one of the most heartbreaking moments I've ever had to witness. We all let Mom know that this fight would allow her to be part of his life and other grandchildren to follow. My mom always kept up her humor and positive attitude. One such example is she created hilarious nicknames for her tumor and chest tubes, such as Cheech and Chong. While sitting with Mom during one of her chemo treatments, an idea came to me that I thought would cheer her up. I asked the nurse for a Sharpie and a piece of paper and created a sign that read, Anna's tequila line, and then I attached it to my mom's drip line. Not only did it cheer up my mom, but also the other chemo patients and the staff. It was good to know that such a small gesture could create such happiness. Each additional chemo treatment after, the staff had the sign ready to hang up above her drip line. While going through treatment, we spent a lot of time researching mesothelioma, and most important, doctors that could help Mom overcome the disease. Repeatedly, we kept seeing the name Sugar Baker, and many examples on how he'd successfully helped others with mesothelioma. In February 2015, she met with Dr. Sugarbaker to discuss whether she would be a candidate for a pearl removal surgery. After a few more rounds of chemo, Mom was able to have the surgery in Houston, Texas in May 2015. He had removed the pleura from her lung, reconstructed her diaphragm, removed the inflamed lymph nodes, removed ribs 6 and 7, and coursed 110-degree heated chemotherapy fluid through her chest cavity for 45 minutes. My sisters and I flew to Houston the day after her surgery, and the sight of her swollen body was enough to cause Katie to cry. As hard as it was to see my mom like that, I had to remind myself that this was the beginning of a long recovery. The following months of recovery wasn't easy. My mom was hospitalized 9 days after returning home from Texas with hydropneumothorax, and once again had to have 2 more chest tubes inserted to relieve the air pocket from her lung. When she returned to Texas, the chest tubes were removed and testing confirmed the air pocket was gone. However, during the flight home from Texas, Mom's lung collapsed. She was unresponsive and her vitals were dropping. An angel must have been with her that day, as there was a doctor from Baylor on that same flight that had the flight diverted to Texas and ultimately saved her life. The next morning, my sister Marissa and I made the 20-hour drive to Dallas to take her parents back home. Mom was given her first NID of no evident disease January 2016 and had traveled to DC for ADAO's 9th Senate staff briefing. Our family had thrown a successful fundraiser for the ADAO to celebrate Mom's one-year surgery in May 2016, and my mom and I attended Miles for Meso in Alton, Illinois, just last September. In January this year, my mom received news that every cancer patient dreads to hear. The cancer had come back. She returned to Houston 2 weeks later to remove a tumor that measured at 14.1 centimeters on her chest wall cavity, along with a small portion of rib where the tumor was stuck. The tumor was confirmed as mesothelioma, but the surrounding tissue tested negative. A few weeks later, after Mom returned home, her incisions started to swell. Dad took her to the ER, where it was discovered she had a small leak that created an air pocket in her chest wall cavity, and another chest tube was inserted until she can get back to Texas. Just 1 week ago, my mom was able to witness the birth of her granddaughter, Mila Ray. The next morning, my parents were once again on the road to Texas, and she's currently recovering from that chest wall surgery. My mom's incredible strength through her journey has given me strength I didn't even know I had. Her strength she had while facing this life-threatening disease has been inspiring to many more people than she could ever realize. It was terrifying to know, since you first received news she had cancer, that I could possibly lose my mother. Our family has become so much closer during this journey, and my mom is proof that a positive attitude can be inspiring. She gave me the strength to make some life-altering changes that has created a path for me to be the happiest I've ever been. My wonderful boyfriend, Rob, and his 2 sons, Raiden and Carter, and I originally planned to travel here to support my mom. Their support has given me the strength to share her story in her place, and it means the world to me that they are sitting here as I deliver this speech today. In closing, Mom states that mesothelioma will never define her. She sends her love and said that she will see y'all next year. Thank you so much for allowing me to share my story. By fighting together, we can make this an asbestos-free nation. Thank you.